Welcome back, gang. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video for you guys, but we are back cooking today. We are going to make twice baked potatoes stuffed with barbecue chicken. Sounds good to me. Let's get started. Alright, first things first, put our hair up, wash our hands. Alright, now that we have that done, let's go ahead and preheat our oven to 425. And we'll let that preheat while we get the chicken ready. So, of course, I do already have a pan out. We are actually going to be doing chicken thighs. So, let's get these out and into the pan. Now that we have it in our pan, we are going to add our seasonings. Let me show you what we got. These are the seasonings we're using. So, cayenne pepper, Creole garlic powder, onion powder, and cumin. So, let's go ahead and season it up. Alright, I only season one side of my chicken because it is only baking long enough for it to get done, and then I'm taking it out and we're adding barbecue to it. Now, if you'd like, you can, of course, go ahead and season the other side of your chicken, whatever you'd prefer. Once our oven preheats, we are going to be placing the chicken into the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. I'll tell you guys for sure once I know. And then we're just going to bake it up until internal temperature reaches... temperature gets to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, or once you cut it open, the chicken is completely cooked. Mostly I do this just to make it faster, so that we can easily shred it, add the barbecue, and continue on. And the last step before I put it into the oven, I did go ahead and put some little dollops of butter on it for the cooking in the oven, and we'll check back when it's ready to put in. Our oven is preheated. Let's get our chickadees in. We'll see you chickadees. Bye! Perfect. While the chicken is cooking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and get out another pan. This is my well-seasoned pan. So this pan is what we're going to use for the potatoes. So let's get the supplies out for that. First thing that we need, of course, is these jumbo ranch hand russets. Let's go ahead and grab out however many of these that we need. And then we're going to get them washed up really good, scrub, get all that dirt off of them, and then we'll be back and I'll show you guys what we do next. Alright, they've been washed. Go ahead and grab something to just dry them with before we get started. Now that I have my potatoes dry and on my pan, I'm going to grab a fork and I'm going to poke like 3 holes in each side of the potato, flip it and do the same to the other side. So I need you to do that as well for each of your potatoes. Holes have been poked in my potatoes. I'm going to grab me some vegetable oil and I'm going to lightly coat each of the potatoes. You can use olive oil or whatever other oil-like substance you would prefer. Just make sure that you cover the whole thing because we are going to add some garlic salt after the oil so that we can get kind of like a crispier skin on the outside. Perfect. Now that our potatoes have vegetable oil over the top of them, go ahead and grab your garlic salt and sprinkle a layer over the entire outside of each potato. Perfect. Now that we have this done, we can go ahead and place it in our oven, which is already set to 425 because of the chicken. So let's go ahead and place the potatoes in at 425. They're going to need to cook somewhere between 50 to like 70 minutes. So we'll just kind of check in with them at the hour mark, see if we have our insides tender. Alright, you chicken and potatoes better get along. We'll see you guys here in a bit. Alright, chicken is done. I did go ahead and let them cook for an extra 15 minutes. So technically they cooked for about 35 to 40 minutes, just because the internal temperature was still under 160. Recommended at least is 160, but most prefer it up towards 170. So that's kind of what we did here. I'm going to go ahead and take all this chicken out. We're going to get it shredded and into a pan. Now that the chicken is shredded and in my pot, I'm going to grab my barbecue. We do use the Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. You use whatever you would like and just put in however much barbecue that you want to the taste of your family. This is what mine looks like after I've added the barbecue. I'm going to go ahead and place a lid on it and let it kind of cook on low, stirring occasionally until the potatoes are done. That way that barbecue flavor gets cooked in there. All right, we will check back once the potatoes are done. All right, potatoes have been pulled out of the oven. It's been about an hour and 5 minutes. I learned a new hack for telling if the potatoes are finished. So just grab yourself a little toothpick and stick it in. See if it goes all the way through it or into it. And mine are done. So we're going to let them sit and cool for a bit, and then we'll come in and dress them up. All right, mine have cooled down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I've kind of cut like a little opening here, and I'm just going to slowly pull that top piece off. Ta-da! Oops. And all the insides, we are going to take a spoon and scrape it out and put the insides into a bowl. All right, so here's the insides into a big bowl. With your spoon, you should have just kind of craved a little cavern into there, just scraping out as much of the insides as you can without going too close to the edge, because you don't want the entire thing to fall apart. So go ahead and do that to all the rest of the potatoes. Alright, this is what our potatoes look like once we get the innards out. This is our innards in our bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and grab everything that I need for mashed potatoes. So milk, butter, you know, if you use sour cream, whatever else, just get everything ready so that we can go ahead and make this into mashed potatoes. Alright, in the bowl I did go ahead and add in 2 sticks of butter and then also a splash of milk. I did the sticks of butter because that's what I had, but use whatever you want, you know, whatever your family preference is. Go ahead and get this mixed up, and then we'll add in some seasonings. Like that. Alright, after the butter and milk and mixing it up, mashing it up, this is what mine looks like. As you can tell, some of the butter still needs to finish melting. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and add in our seasonings. I'm adding onion powder, garlic powder, and Creole. So go ahead and add that into your potatoes or whatever your preference is for your mashed potatoes. Once your mashed potatoes are the way that you like them, go ahead and start spooning them back into the potatoes. I am going to go ahead and add the skin flap that I got out of them into them, just to kind of give it a little bit of garlic salt or crunchiness at the bottom. I don't know. Support the bottom. So go ahead and put your mashed potatoes back into those holes. Also, make sure that you leave your oven set to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I did go ahead and get all of the mashed potatoes stuffed back into our potatoes, as you can tell. So at this point, this is where we'll go in and grab our barbecue chicken. And then we'll go ahead and place them over the top. Let me get one done and I'll show you. Ta-da! So that's what it should look like once you get the chicken over the top of it. So go ahead and do that to all the potatoes. Alright, so this is what we're looking at now after we put the barbecue chicken on them. Now at this point we're going to get out some cheese. I am using the Fiesta blend. Again, whatever you want. You're just going to put some of that cheese over the top of that barbecue just like that. Try not to squish it down too much. You don't want to lose some of the barbecue chicken. Go ahead and do that to all of them. Alright, now that cheese is on all of them, we're going to pop them back into the oven until that cheese is melted. We do also have extra barbecue chicken in case anyone wants any extra. And whatever's not used, of course, is going to be used for leftovers for barbecue chicken sandwiches. Alright guys, this is how we're looking. Alright, while those cool, because they're pretty hot, we're going to go ahead and start broccoli. Make sure to just follow the directions on the back. Bon appetit! Let's eat!